couple of weeks. Now, another guy who's being rumored to make his return is someone who's about to be a special guest here in the main event, and I'll send it over to you, Ryan, as you could introduce our special guest for today.
That's right. We had a great in-person interview with this man back in November of 2005 at a Fozzy concert here in Montreal. Now, 2 years later, it's time for an encore to talk about the new book, wrestling, and some music. So without further ado, let me hit his music and let me introduce Mr. Chris Jericho. Hey, Chris, great to have you on the show for a second time. Like I just said, how have things been with you lately?
Going good. Can you guys hear me? I got a bad connection. It sounds like someone's vacuuming in the studio.
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why that...
Must be some technical issues. We'll try to get that worked out. But we can hear you loud and clear, Chris. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great. If you need someone to tidy up the studio, I'll come down there and vacuum. I'll do windows, whatever needs to be done.
Well, yeah, I heard that you've got a lot of free time on your hands. You're not obviously heading towards any wrestling events, so if you want to come down.
I haven't been doing absolutely anything for the last 2 weeks except for on this huge book tour. I have about 2 seconds of free time, but during that time, I'll come down and clean your coffee cups or whatever needs to be done.
Sure, thanks. Of course, the last time we had you on the program was right after your departure from the WWE, and now with the Save Us videos, rumors are running rampant about a return to the company. Would you be able to tell us anything about these Save Us videos and presumably your upcoming return?
I can tell you that I've seen a couple of them. They're pretty wacky. They look pretty cool. But yeah, there's a lot of speculation and a lot of people talking that I'm coming back, but I'm always the last one to know, and no one has really told me anything. Like I said, all I know is that I'm on this book tour right now. I'll be on this tour for the next 3 weeks. So until that happens, I'm pretty much tied up, and I don't really have time to do anything else. So, but it's funny because people are starting to get mad at me. They'd be like, "Well, I thought you were supposed to be on Raw on Monday, and you weren't there," and it was. I'm mad. And I said, man, I never said I was going to be there. I'm innocent. I'm innocent.
Well, it's the videos. The videos like made people think that you were going to be on Raw because it was saying dates. It was saying October the 28th or October the 29th in the videos. That's why people...
I actually never said that, though. It said Save Us X29 is what it said, and everybody thought that's what it meant. But who knows? I mean, it's one of those things, like, I think people are, I don't know, like, it never said October 29th. So I think people were assuming things that they should have been assuming.
And unlike other times, Chris Jericho did not put it on his website. Of course, we've seen you tease the fans, put up you with TNA Genesis posters about a year ago, and tease the fans on returns throughout the last couple of years. Do you enjoy really, I guess, screwing around with the internet marks when you tease your return on your website?
I just enjoying, when I was a kid, when I got into wrestling at a very young age in the 80s, actually in the 70s, I started watching when I was 8 years old with my grandmother. And, I didn't know anything. Nobody did. You knew what was happening on TV, and that was cool. It made it much more of a magical experience. I think now the fact that people find things out basically whenever they want at their fingertips by looking on the internet or by, listening to, inside news and stuff, I think it takes away a lot of the fun and a lot of the magic out of wrestling. So, I'm a magician. I have many secrets and tricks, and when people need to know things, they'll find it out. And until then, it's fun. It's fun to see everybody speculating, getting mad, and knowing exactly when I'm going to come back. Like you just said, October 29th. If you actually watch the videos, it never said October 29th, never once. So it's just one of those things that's like, I just enjoy putting some suspense and anticipation back into a business where everybody knows everything weeks before, and that's not fun. I don't like that. And so even if I was coming back tonight, I wouldn't tell anybody, and if I was coming back a year from now, I wouldn't tell anybody, because when it happens, people will know and they'll be excited. It's like, you don't want to know what presents you're getting for Christmas. You can go and find out, open them up beforehand, but then the surprise is spoiled, and then people are disappointed because that's not the way things are supposed to go. And this is one of those situations, too.
Yeah, you briefly mentioned your book, of course, recently published about a week ago on October the 25th, A Lion's Tale Around the World in Spandex. Would you mind telling us a little bit about that?
Well, since you've both read it, doing your homework, you'll know that it's one of the greatest books ever written. Better than War and Peace, better than Lord of the Flies, better than Lord of the Rings, many people have said. People are calling me the modern-day Shakespeare. If Shakespeare was alive today, they've said, he would be Chris Jericho. And the book is basically just, it's the story of my journey to make it into the WWE. 9-year journey of all the trials and tribulations, both in the ring and outside of the ring, all the situations I faced, highs, lows, life-threatening, dangerous, all that sort of stuff. You know, like I said, I had a dream when I was very young that I wanted to wrestle, and that I wanted to wrestle in the WWE. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know what I was supposed to do to get there. But it was my dream. That was it. So this is the story of all the places I went through, from small-time Canada and Japan and Mexico and Germany and all these other places, till I finally made it into the WWE in 1999.
Yeah, actually in your book you ended up adding in a foreword at the beginning to say how the Benoit in your biography is not the same man who killed his wife and son earlier this year. How did you feel when that happened, and what do you think caused him to do the unthinkable?
Well, I never said that in the foreword. What I said is that this is a tale that happens from 1990 to 1999, and this is a guy that I knew during that time. It was a very personal and professional relation, like a mentor and like a big brother, and I wanted to address that because it's a very humorous, comedic, positive, uplifting story, and with all the events that happened, I felt I had to address it somehow so there wouldn't be a big black cloud hanging over it when people were reading it, wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans. So I wanted to address it right off the bat because it was really quite irrelevant to my story. Like I said, my story ends in 99, but still, Ben was a very prominent character in the book, so I thought I had to address it, so get it over with, out of the way. And how did I feel about it? How did you feel about it? It's one of the things, nobody knows what happened. No one will ever know what happened, and it's horrible. That's an obvious answer.
Exactly. He was one of my favorite professional wrestlers, and I always say you got to remember him for what he did in the ring, and we don't know exactly, I don't know exactly what happened in his personal life, so it's not for us to judge.